God says, "My beloved child, the moment your soul started seeking divine truth, the heavens began to move in silence. You do not know this yet, but a gate is opening tonight, and the winds of favor have begun circling your name. The stars are aligning for your deliverance, your breakthrough, and your fortune. But you are still unaware of how serious this message is. You don't know what's happening behind the veil. You have no idea that tonight at exactly 900 p.m., your name is written on a supernatural scroll that contains a divine transfer of $55 million. This isn't a number I am giving you to tease you. This is written. This is sealed. This is protected by the heavenly order. But you must listen. Listen with the fullness of your spirit, for this is a moment of divine urgency. Archangel Michael says, "This is your final window, your last opportunity to step into the flow of this blessing. A single misstep, a fleeting doubt, or a moment of distraction could divert the wealth destined to pursue you into the hands of those who harbor malice against you, my child. I am not speaking to instill fear, but to unveil the intricate workings of the spiritual realm already set in motion on your behalf. There are those who have engaged in dark fasts, their hearts bent on obstructing your path. 2 days ago, a woman sought counsel from a shadowy seer, driven by envy to block the abundance flowing toward you. She senses the seismic shift about to elevate you beyond comprehension. Warned by a malevolent spirit, she learned of your impending rise to heights that defy imagination. In her desperation, she carried your name to a place of darkness, submerging it beneath a cursed vessel filled with tainted waters, intending to bind your blessings. Yet, she remains blind to the truth. Archangel Michael, with his piercing gaze, witnessed her every move. He has already dispatched 3 mighty angels, warriors of light, to shatter her spell, rendering it powerless before the throne of heaven. Your role in this divine narrative is paramount. You must align your spirit with this sacred moment, holding fast to the truth of this message. Do not dismiss these words as mere digital noise or scroll past them as you would a trivial post. This is not a casual social media entry. It is a lifeline extended from the heart of heaven itself. Archangel Michael says, "I am pleading with you, my child, to grant me 1 minute of your undivided attention, not for my glory, but for your salvation. Last night, I stood before your name in the spiritual courts and beheld the schemes of your adversaries. Their plan was to ensure you did not awaken today. They intended for you to rise shrouded in despair, drained of energy, lost in a fog of confusion, and stripped of vitality. But you opened your eyes this morning because I stood sentinel at 3:44 a.m., unwielding my sword to dismantle the dark energies sent to drown your spirit. I intercepted a report that could have ensnared you in a legal battle. I blocked a conversation poised to invite darkness into your home through careless words. You nearly spoke to the wrong person, a misstep that could have derailed your destiny, but I severed that connection before it could take root. If this message resonates in the depths of your soul, comment Walanand11 below to affirm your alignment with this divine promise and invite the heavens to amplify your breakthrough. God says, "With the full weight of divine authority, I proclaim that at 900 p.m. tonight, a transfer of $55 million will begin its journey into your life. But if you turn away from this message, if you treat it lightly, this blessing will slip from your grasp and flow to another. Yes, there is someone lurking in the shadows, poised to seize the inheritance meant for you. You may be tempted to dismiss this as fantasy, but know this: a woman watches you from afar, her eyes fixed on your every move. She has an uncanny ability to sense when your blessings are near. Her odd messages, her sudden appearances, or her subtle manipulations align with the moments when your miracles draw close. These are not accidents. This is a spiritual surveillance, a calculated effort to siphon the joy destined for you. But I am exposing her schemes in this very moment. Just days ago, she confided in 2 others, laughing over secrets you have yet to uncover. She displayed your image, boasting that you are walking into a trap she has set. But she does not know that I overheard every word. I have recorded her schemes in the ledgers of heaven, and now her influence is being spiritually dismantled. As you read these words, a profound shift is occurring. Her connection to your destiny is being severed for all eternity. The Almighty declares that wealth was woven into the very fabric of your existence from the moment of your creation. This $55 million is not a fleeting miracle. It is the sacred inheritance of your soul, a testament to your divine purpose. You have traversed valleys of trial, endured sorrows in silence, and wept through countless nights on a bed that cradled your pain like a sacred chamber. Holding your unspoken grief, I saw you when you did not ask for riches, but merely for peace, whispering, "God, grant me rest from this burden." But I am not only granting you rest, I am ushering you into a season of complete restoration. I am releasing the wealth your ancestors prayed for, a legacy of abundance meant for one who came before you, but faltered under the weight of their trials. Now, the anointing oil flows over you. The crown of divine favor rests upon your brow. The mantle of responsibility is yours to carry. If you turn away from this moment, if you fail to seize this opportunity, generations yet unborn will weep for what could have been. You must grasp the profound weight of this divine appointment. Archangel Michael says, "I have gazed upon your financial struggles, the empty accounts, the overdue notices, the heavy weight of guilt that pressed upon your heart. I saw the moments of shame when others inquired about your provision, and you stood speechless, searching for words. I heard you declare, 'I'll handle it,' while your spirit trembled within. Yet, I also witnessed your boundless generosity, giving freely even when your own resources were scarce. That is why the heavens have chosen you, not because of your wealth, but because of the purity of your heart. You never sought to boast or claim glory for yourself. You extended help to someone recently, and they have yet to offer even a word of gratitude. But the celestial council has taken note of your selflessness, Tin. Now, you stand on the precipice of a blessing so vast, so unimaginable, that it will defy the comprehension of those around you. This is your moment to step into divine alignment. Comment 333 below to anchor this promise and share your faith with the universe. God says, when the news of this $55 million blessing reaches others, they will call it a hoax, an impossibility, a stroke of luck too grand to be true. They will question how such a fortune could find its way to you. But they cannot see the spiritual battles I have fought, the demonic forces I have vanquished to ensure this blessing reaches your hands. Even if your logical mind resists, hear this truth at 900 p.m. tonight. A sacred portal will open above your life, a gateway between the spiritual and physical realms. This is not poetry or metaphor. It is a divine transaction, a transfer of wealth that will reshape your financial reality so swiftly that within 3 weeks, Your life will be unrecognizable to those who know you. The condition is clear. Do not dismiss this message. To ignore it is to break the sacred alignment, delaying your blessing by 7 months. I am not threatening you. I am warning you with the love of a father who longs to see you step into your destiny. Delay breeds decay, and you cannot afford to linger in hesitation. That is why I speak with such urgency now. God says, there is someone you once trusted, someone who sensed this blessing approaching. They have studied your spirit, mimicked your ways, and sought to sow confusion in your path. They smile in your presence, but mock you in secret, even daring to suggest that they are more deserving of this abundance. Tonight, at 900 p.m., I am removing their influence from your life. Their access to your spiritual energy will be revoked, their ability to disrupt your destiny severed. The light of heaven is returning to you, unhindered and pure. The angels are encircling your name, preparing a financial breakthrough that will erase every debt, rewrite the narrative of your life, and silence every voice that ever doubted you. Archangel Michael says, I weep in the spirit, not from sorrow, but from the vision of what awaits you. I see the letter arriving in your hands. I see the account balance shifting before your eyes. I see the digital transfer completing, and I see the awe on your face when you realize that God has fulfilled His promise. You will remember this moment, this message, as the turning point of your life. This is no coincidence. You were chosen to read this. Comment, I trust you below to claim this divine moment and align with your sacred destiny. God says, you were divinely selected to encounter this message. This is not a product of chance or luck. It is a celestial appointment orchestrated by the heavens. The divine counsel needed your attention because this moment is about far more than wealth. It is about stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. The world underestimated you because I veiled your brilliance until this appointed hour. You were always the chosen one, which is why your pain cut deeper. Your betrayals wounded more profoundly. You were never destined for an ordinary existence. You were born for divine royalty. Now, your crown descends, not crafted in gold or adorned with jewels, but forged in the fire of divine favor and clothed in undeniable evidence. Soon, those around you will marvel and ask, how did you achieve this? But you will know it was this message, this divine warning, this sacred call that changed the trajectory of your life. A financial door, sealed shut for 9 long years, is breaking open tonight. The key to unlocking it lies in your faith. When you open your heart fully to this message, the angels will move with swift precision. God says, a man is entering your life, bearing a blessing that will seem too extraordinary to believe. He has been divinely assigned to deliver a portion of this wealth to you, though you have not yet met. He is being guided to you even now by the hand of heaven. After this breakthrough begins, your paths will cross. He will speak words that will pierce your heart with their simplicity and truth. I've been searching for you. In that moment, you will know this message was real, a divine confirmation of the promises spoken here. But first, you must honor this word with your whole being. Archangel Michael says, do not treat this as mere entertainment. This is sacred ground. This is prophetic utterance. This is a divine emergency that demands your attention. The hour is now. If you ignore this, if you walk away, the angels will still love you, but the door will close. Reopening it will take months, and with so much at stake, you cannot afford that risk. Your enemies are watching, hoping you will doubt, urging you to scroll past. But heaven is watching too, waiting to see if you will believe. At 9:00 p.m., the transfer will commence. The $55 million, inscribed with your name in the Book of Miracles, will begin its journey to you. If you listen, honor, and trust, the woman who sought to block your path will be exposed. Those who mocked you will witness your rise. Doors that were once locked will burst open. The pain you carried will transform into power, your confusion into radiant clarity, your lack into a legacy that will echo through generations. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not turn away. This is your message, your confirmation, your sacred moment. Let not fear steal the favor destined for you, nor distractions pull you from the path of destiny. Stay vigilant, stay present, stay faithful, for everything in your life is about to change. This is your divine hour. Comment 777 below to seal this promise and step boldly into your breakthrough. God says, "The yes you spoke in the quiet of your heart has reverberated through the courts of heaven. Your name is being proclaimed with clarity by the elders of light, echoing across the celestial halls. A sacred vibration pulses through the cosmos, carrying favor in your name. Because you chose to believe, because you did not scroll away, because you opened your spirit to this divine word, the vault of heaven that held back your wealth is now unlocking. The numbers in your life are shifting. The codes of provision are being released. A golden stream of abundance flows toward you, inscribed with your name, and no force in heaven or earth can halt its advance. My child, listen with every fiber of your being. This message is no longer a warning. It is your activation. You have crossed the threshold of delay, stepping beyond the realm where dark forces sought to entangle your timeline. 6 voices were assigned to whisper curses against your elevation, but I silenced them with the thunderous roar of heaven. The Lion of Judah stood as your shield, declaring, "Enough! This soul belongs to me." Archangel Michael says, "I lingered near your aura as you absorbed these words. I felt the stirring in your heart, the tremor in your soul when you read the number $55 million. Your logical mind may wrestle with doubt, but your spirit has already embraced the miracle. Because of this, I am unsealing a scroll radiant with your initials, etched in the light of eternity. The decree upon it is clear. Release the inheritance. Deliver by 900 p.m. These are not poetic flourishes, but sacred instructions written in the language of the divine, executed by angels clothed in glory. Your enemies are in disarray, sensing the fracture of their control over your financial destiny. That woman who believed she could manipulate your path bragged of her power, thinking she could bend time itself with her dark rituals. But tonight, as this celestial scroll is unsealed, her false authority crumbles. Her candles flicker out, her altar collapses, for she failed to comprehend the magnitude of who you are. She saw your past struggles, but not your divine promise. She studied your weaknesses, but could not fathom your sacred assignment. God says, "An account bearing your initials glows with the radiance of divine gold. A long line of favor awaits its release, poised to flood your life. You will not receive a single miracle, but a sequence of breakthroughs, each more powerful than the last. A legal matter that has haunted your steps will be dismissed without warning. A hidden clause in your favor will come to light, shifting the scales of justice. Someone you loved, who betrayed you, will return in tears. not to harm you, but to confess their guilt, overwhelmed by the weight of what I am about to do in your life. A forgotten document, perhaps tied to a will, an inheritance, or an ancient agreement, will resurface unexpectedly. Your name written boldly upon it. These are not speculations but promises sealed in the courts of heaven. You were destined to walk in divine royalty, and the hour of your coronation has arrived. At 9:00 p.m. tonight, you will not only receive a financial breakthrough, you will be crowned with the favor of the Almighty. This is your sacred turning point. Comment 444 below to affirm your place in this divine sequence and invite others to witness the glory unfolding. Archangel Michael says, I know the mockery you've endured, the laughter aimed at your struggles, the accusations of delusion for daring to believe in miracles. But they did not see the nights you wept in silence while lifting others up. They did not hear the prayers you whispered in the darkness. They do not know that even when your heart was broken, you still said, Thank you, God. Such faith cannot go unrewarded. Hear this now, both heaven and hell are watching you in this critical hour. The next 9 hours will determine the speed and fullness of your $55 million miracle. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak, every decision you make will shape the outcome. Speak only words of life. Remain silent in the presence of doubters. Avoid arguments today. Share your dreams only with those who honor your vision. Keep this sacred energy protected. You are wrapped in a divine shield. No evil can penetrate unless you open the door through fear, negativity, or carelessness. God says, Your past struggles were not punishments, but a refining fire, a crucible to prepare you for this moment. I shaped you in adversity so that no amount of wealth could corrupt your heart. I delayed this blessing until now because, in earlier seasons, those around you would have stolen, misused, or cursed it. But you have grown in wisdom, in strength, in spiritual awakening. Now, you are ready to steward this abundance. You will not squander it. You will build a legacy that endures. You will heal the wounds of your bloodline, fund divine missions, and restore honor to your name. Archangel Michael says, Soon you will hear a knock, a notification, a sound infused with divine meaning. It will arrive softly but carry immense weight. Do not hesitate. Respond with peace. Receive it fully. It may appear as a message from someone you've forgotten, an unusual email, or a missed call, but it will vibrate with the frequency of your miracle. The enemy will attempt to distract you in that moment. Do not fall for their schemes. Your destiny is encoded in precise moments like this. Someone you haven't heard from in years is speaking of you now, recalling a time when you extended kindness to them. They are being guided by divine prompting to repay you in a way that will astound you, without you needing to ask. This is one of heaven's hidden channels to multiply your wealth. This $55 million is merely the seed. Over the next 5 years, your prosperity will multiply sevenfold. You will build what no one in your family dared to dream, replacing generational confusion with clarity and purpose. Your words will carry divine authority, and even those who opposed you will proclaim that you are truly blessed by God. This is your moment to rise. Comment, I receive it below to claim this miracle and step into the fullness of your divine calling. God says, You did not find this message by accident. I sent it to you. Your soul was led to these words by divine design. Your angels have been orchestrating this sacred encounter for weeks, aligning every detail to bring you to this moment. Now the heavens part, and 12 divine beings stand watch over you, their trumpets poised to sound at 900 p.m. When they do, the wealth will flow, the favor will pour, the contracts will materialize, and the confusion that has clouded your path will shatter. But I ask one thing of you: do not doubt. Even if your mind wrestles with skepticism, even if past disappointments whisper in your ear, silence them. You have seen too many signs, dreamed too many dreams, experienced too many synchronicities. This is not coincidence, it is divine confirmation. Archangel Michael says, "I will stand guard at your door tonight. No evil can enter, no curse can touch, no lie can stand. When this blessing lands, I will raise my sword one final time to sever every chain that has held you back from your destiny. Your wealth is arriving. Your enemies are crumbling. Your legacy is beginning. Your miracle is unfolding now. At 900 p.m., the $55 million inscribed with your name in the Book of Miracles will begin its journey to you. Say yes. Say Amen. Say, I claim this, and watch as the heavens move in your favor." God says, "A moment unlike any other is unfolding before you, a divine convergence that has never occurred in the history of your life. It is no accident that your eyes are reading these words. A sacred design, orchestrated by the hand of heaven, is moving in your favor, unstoppable and eternal. The angels, led by Archangel Michael, have kept vigil over you, and an urgent release is being unleashed to shift every aspect of your life into alignment with divine favor. This message is not for the masses. It is for you alone. For your name has been written on a scroll of supernatural release. Archangel Michael has been commanded to deliver this now, at this precise hour. For even a moment's delay could postpone what God has decreed must reach you before 900 p.m. Michael says, "I beg you with every beat of my angelic heart, do not ignore this. 1 minute of your focus can unlock the $55 million stamped with your name in the halls of heaven. It is a number that may shake you, a figure too vast for the ordinary mind to comprehend. But this is no ordinary moment. This is your divine coronation. Comment 999 below to declare your readiness and step into the sacred hour of your breakthrough." God says, "This is no ordinary wealth. It is divine currency, a sacred treasure forged in the heavens, intricately woven into the very purpose I breathed into your soul at the dawn of creation. This inheritance, shrouded in mystery and hidden from you through years of trials, tears, and unseen battles, is now surging toward you with a force so mighty that no adversary, no force of darkness can stand in its way." Archangel Michael says, "If you turn away from this sacred message, if you let doubt cloud your heart, every gate of abundance poised to flood your life with divine provision could close, not as a punishment from the Almighty, but because hesitation disrupts the sacred rhythm of my divine timing. Delay is a cunning thief, lurking in the shadows to steal the fulfillment of your purpose, to rob you of the destiny I have ordained. At this very moment, the celestial clock is ticking, synchronized with the heartbeat of your divine calling. Do you feel that gentle stirring, that quiet pull deep within your spirit? It is not anxiety tightening its grip, nor confusion clouding your mind. It is the unmistakable whisper of divine confirmation, a sacred signal that you stand at the precipice of a miracle, a breakthrough that will redefine your life. You have endured relentless storms, seasons where darkness pressed against your soul like a suffocating veil, seeking to choke the joy from your heart. You have walked through valleys of betrayal, faced spiritual assaults that tested the very core of your being, and wept through countless nights where your pillow became a silent altar, soaked with tears you dared not share with the world. But God says, I saw every moment of your steadfastness, every instance you refused to break under the weight of adversity. I counted every second you chose faith over fear, hope over despair, courage over surrender. Now, the reward is coming, not in mere droplets of blessing, but in a torrent of abundance, an overflow that will drown out the voices of those who doubted your divine calling. This $55 million is both a symbol of my promise and a tangible reality, a spiritual treasure transforming into earthly provision. It is my divine repayment for every sacrifice you made in the shadows, every act of faith you performed when no one was watching, every moment you pressed forward without applause. It is heaven's declaration that I have never forgotten you, my beloved child. Archangel Michael says, I stand beside you now, as I have since the days of your childhood, when forces of darkness sought to extinguish the spark of joy within you before it could ignite. I was there when you placed your trust in those who proved unworthy, shielding you from their hidden agendas and treacherous intentions. I waged fierce battles in the spiritual realms, wars you never knew were fought, deflecting curses and arrows aimed at your heart to break your spirit. Today, I am more than your protector. I am your herald, bearing tidings of joy that will transform your mourning into a radiant dance of celebration. But you must do more than read these words. You must embrace them in the depths of your soul, letting them take root in your spirit. Speak your yes to the heavens, for 9 p.m. is not a random hour. It is a divine appointment, a sacred moment when the celestial realms align to release this financial blessing into your life. Ignore this message, and you risk delaying the outpouring tied to this precise hour, postponing the manifestation of your destiny. If this message stirs the embers of your faith, comment 1 below to affirm your alignment with this divine promise and invite the heavens to amplify your miracle. God says, do not dismiss this message as overly dramatic or just another fleeting word in a sea of noise. This is sacred, sealed with the authority of my throne in the courts of heaven, inscribed with the eternal ink of my will. There is someone who came perilously close to blocking this wealth from reaching you, a person who glimpsed the radiant future I have prepared for you. Perhaps a relative cloaked in familiarity, a friend who feigned affection, or someone you once lifted up in their hour of need. Yes, that person whose heart harbored envy at the sight of your divine light. They sought to dim your brilliance, to cast shadows over your destiny with their malice. But I, the Lord your God, intervened with the precision of my divine hand. I permitted the delays not to harm you, but to forge your faith in the crucible of patience, to refine your spirit for the weight of this blessing. The season of waiting has ended, my child. This is no longer about anticipation. It is about preparation to receive. Ready your heart, your mind, your spirit. Check your email. Monitor your phone. Stay vigilant for a sign that may appear ordinary, but carries the unmistakable weight of the supernatural. Something is coming, cloaked in divine purpose, ready to transform your life. This wealth is not merely for your comfort. It is a sacred endowment for the calling I have placed upon you. God says, You have cried out in the quiet of your soul, asking, Lord, what is my purpose? Why was I created? I am answering you now with a clarity that pierces the heavens. You are called to build, to restore, to shatter the chains of generational curses and replace them with blessings that will echo through the ages, transforming lives for generations to come. This $55 million is not a random figure. It is intricately tied to your divine mission. It is for acquiring land to create sanctuaries of hope, for uplifting souls lost in despair, for birthing visions that mend broken hearts, for establishing safe havens where the wounded can find solace and healing. It is for breaking the financial shackles that have bound your family, ushering in a legacy of restoration multiplied beyond measure, a testament to my faithfulness in your life. Archangel Michael says, Heaven is resolute, unwavering in its commitment to this promise. A financial anointing, a sacred mantle, is descending upon your name, enveloping you in divine favor. Your name is being whispered in rooms of influence you have never entered, spoken by lips of power you have yet to meet, a person of immense wealth. A millionaire moved by divine prompting has been stirred by my spirit to seek you out. They hold resources, connections, and abundance beyond comprehension, and they have been instructed by God to bless someone today. That someone is you. At 900 p.m., they will release this blessing, but only if your spirit is aligned. Only if your heart embraces this message with unwavering faith. Cast aside the shadows of fear, banish the whispers of doubt, and let faith rise like a flame within you. For this is the hour of your divine appointment. This is your moment to step into the fullness of divine favor. Comment 303 below to anchor this promise and declare your readiness to receive. God says, I know this season has stretched you to the breaking point, testing the very core of your being. You have whispered in the dark, why is my path so arduous when I strive so faithfully to walk in your ways? I assure you, my child, not a single effort was in vain. The doors that closed were not punishment, but my divine protection, shielding you from paths that would have led to destruction. The relationships that ended were not rejection, but my redirection, guiding you toward those who will honor the calling I have placed upon you. Now, everything is coming full circle, aligning in a divine symphony of restoration. You are about to understand why I asked you to wait, why the delays stretched across years like a long winter. What is coming now will erase the pain of those seasons, causing your enemies to bow, not to you, but to the God who has lifted you from the ashes. They will have no choice but to proclaim, Surely the Lord is with them, for my hand upon your life will be undeniable. Archangel Michael pleads, I beg you, do not pause now. Do not turn away from this sacred moment. If you stop reading, if you say, I'll return to this later, the portal may not open as it is destined to. This 1 minute of your attention is sacred, a moment of obedience more powerful than 1,000 prayers uttered in fear. Your agreement is essential, for heaven does not force its blessings. It extends an invitation. This is your invitation to step into the realm of sudden miracles, where the impossible becomes reality. God says, the enemy tried to overwhelm you with busyness, to distract you with fabricated problems, to clutter your mind with chaos so you would miss the treasure hidden in this moment. But my voice rises above every storm, whispering to your soul, you are safe, you are chosen, you are being elevated. This wealth is not a trap, but a divine tool, crafted to lift you from debt, fear, and shame. to release you from the chains of survival mode into a life of abundant purpose. I have not abandoned you, not even in your darkest hours when you felt numb, when your prayers faltered, when you questioned my presence in your struggles. My love surpasses the fleeting affections of humanity. My mercy transcends the limited compassion of man. And my timing is flawless, orchestrated with divine precision. Tonight, at 9:00 p.m., you will understand the depth of my promise to pour out a blessing so vast you will not have room to contain it. Archangel Michael says, "Someone tried to curse your wealth, to block your provision through dark and sinister means. But I shattered their schemes, breaking every assignment against you with the authority of heaven. Those who laughed at your struggles, who mocked your faith, will now witness your breakthrough, silenced not by your words, but by the undeniable works of God in your life. Feel the weight of this divine moment resonating in your spirit." Comment: I trust you below to align your heart and invite others to witness this sacred shift. God says, "You are stepping into a sacred realm where my divine favor will pursue you with the relentless force of a tidal wave, crashing through every barrier that has ever stood in your way. Opportunities will come to you through phone calls you never initiated, each ring carrying the promise of divine connections that align with your purpose. Doors you never dreamed of knocking upon will swing wide, inviting you into spaces of influence and impact ordained by my hand. Emails will arrive in your inbox, bearing approvals you didn't anticipate, each one signed with the undeniable authority of heaven, sealed with the weight of my eternal promise. Checks will manifest, inscribed with your name in ink that flows from the divine courts, carrying the power to transform your reality. Do not question the how or the when. Trust with unshakable faith that my word is never spoken in vain, for it is a decree that resonates through the heavens. Unchangeable and unstoppable, I have spoken prosperity over your life, a wealth that will elevate you to new heights, expand your reach to touch nations, and bring healing to those who dwell in brokenness, to those who dismiss money as insignificant. I declare this truth: I wield finances as a mighty tool to move mountains, to fulfill my promises, to empower my righteous ones to carry out my will. In your hands, this wealth will shine as a weapon of light, a divine instrument of transformation. You will not hoard it in greed, nor squander it in waste, but you will wield it with wisdom, becoming a conduit of my generosity. You will fund dreams that have lain dormant, create opportunities where none existed, and rescue souls from the crushing grip of poverty. For this is who I have called you to be, a vessel of my purpose, a radiant beacon of my light in a world desperate for hope. Archangel Michael's final warning resounds with the urgency of the celestial realms. If you turn away from this sacred message, if you allow doubt to cloud your heart, not only will this wealth be delayed, but your spirit risks slipping into a perilous numbness, a state far more dangerous than fear itself. Fear may stir and unsettle, but numbness settles like a heavy dust, stifling the vibrant destiny I have ordained for you. Do not settle for stagnation. My child, rise with boldness, receive with faith, and watch for the divine signs before 9:00 p.m. A message may appear in your inbox, glowing with supernatural significance. A notification may flash on your phone, carrying the weight of heaven's promise. A vision may weave itself into your dreams, whispering of the miracles to come. God always sends a sign to those who believe with unwavering faith, to those who hold fast to His word. This is not mere hype. It is the resonant voice of heaven, echoing through the ages. This is not a scam. It is sacred, sealed by the blood of Jesus, anchored in the eternal covenant of the Almighty. This is not a jest. It is the divine work of the Creator, moving with unstoppable power in this very moment. Angels are in motion, their wings stirring the winds of destiny. And I, Michael, stand guard at the gates of your life, commanding every shadow of darkness to flee, ushering in the torrent of abundance, and ensuring your destiny rises with unyielding authority. If this message ignites a fire in your soul, comment "Wavnandandinasvan" below to affirm your alignment with this divine promise and invite the heavens to amplify your breakthrough. All it takes is one yes to shift the entire trajectory of your existence. One moment of faith to unlock the floodgates of divine wealth, releasing a torrent of blessings that will overflow every corner of your life. God says, "I have not brought you through the fires of trial, the valleys of sorrow, and the battles of betrayal to abandon you now." This message was not sent to your eyes for mere amusement. It is the pivotal turning point of your life, the sacred moment when your name is inscribed on the miracle scroll in the courts of heaven. No enemy can erase what I have written. No weapon can block what I have decreed, and no delay can halt what I have set in motion. Unless you choose to ignore this divine summons, receive it with the fullness of your heart. Trust me with every fiber of your being, and watch with expectation as I perform wonders before the clock strikes 9:00 p.m. This is your moment, your wealth, your miracle, sealed in the eternal realms and delivered to the earth for you. My beloved child, God says, "I am not a man that I should lie, nor the son of man that I should waver in my divine purpose. My word is law in the heavens, unchangeable by any force, unshaken by the hands of humanity. The moment you whispered yes in the quiet sanctuary of your heart, the instant your soul leaned into the truth of this sacred message, the celestial courts recorded it with divine precision, their ledgers glowing with the light of your faith. Angels took flight, their wings stirring the winds of heaven, carrying the proclamation of your destiny across the realms. Doors long sealed by the enemy began to creak open, their hinges resounding with the sound of divine liberation. The tide of your story turned irrevocably, shifting from stagnation to a mighty flow of provision. What was stuck is now surging forward like a river breaking through a dam. What was closed is now opening with the triumphant sound of heaven's command. What seemed impossible is now scheduled to manifest, not in a distant future, not in a vague tomorrow, but today. At 9:00 p.m., in the sacred hour appointed for your breakthrough, when the heavens and earth align to fulfill my promise. Archangel Michael says, "I saw your silent cries, the pain you held within while wearing a brave smile to mask your struggles before the world. You prayed prayers you lacked the strength to complete. Yet heaven heard every unspoken word, every tear that fell as a silent offering to the throne of grace. Each tear was a prayer, a sacred plea, and now the treasury of heaven has been unlocked, your name proclaimed before the throne of glory with resounding authority. This is your divine moment. Comment 333 below to anchor this promise and declare your readiness to receive the overflow of God's favor. God says, "This wealth is already in motion, coursing through the spiritual realms with unstoppable momentum, finding the swiftest, most lawful path to your hands, legal in the courts of heaven and legal in the systems of the earth below. You need not manipulate circumstances, chase fleeting opportunities, or plead for what is rightfully yours. You are already favored, already chosen, already set apart by my divine hand, marked as a vessel of my glory. This $55 million is not a fleeting fantasy, but a divine reality, a spiritual currency transforming into earthly reward, the wealth of the wicked transferred to the righteous. You, my beloved child, Archangel Michael says, you were destined to receive this blessing years ago, but too many had access to your energy, draining your spirit with their demands, distracting your focus with their doubts, delaying your destiny with their interference. Heaven pulled you back, isolated you, hid you, not as rejection, but as divine protection, shielding you from those who would have squandered or cursed what I prepared for you. Now you are purified, ready, and positioned in the perfect alignment of my will. The delay was not denial, but a sacred calibration, a divine realignment to prepare you for this moment of manifestation. The vaults of heaven are opening, and your blessing is here, ready to break forth into your life with undeniable power. God says, this wealth is not merely a transaction, but a transformation, a divine shift that will reshape not only your life, but the lives of those around you. It is a sacred endowment, entrusted to you to build bridges where division once stood, to sow seeds of hope where despair once reigned, to create opportunities where none existed before. I have seen the nights you questioned your purpose, the days you wondered if your struggles had meaning. Now, I am unveiling the blueprint of your calling, a vision so vast it will touch nations, heal generations, and leave an eternal mark on the world. You will not hoard this wealth in selfishness, nor waste it in recklessness. You will wield it with the wisdom of heaven, becoming a conduit of my generosity, a steward of my abundance. You will fund dreams that others have abandoned, lift up those who have fallen, and restore what the enemy sought to destroy. For this is the purpose I have woven into your soul. Archangel Michael says, the celestial hosts are aligned, their voices raised in a chorus that echoes through the heavens, proclaiming your rise to the destiny I have ordained. Every step you take is under divine protection, guided by the hand of the Almighty. The enemy may try to sow seeds of doubt, to whisper lies of unworthiness, but I stand as your shield, my sword raised to sever every chain that seeks to bind you. The heavens are louder than the noise of the world, and they are singing of your triumph. You are not walking into this blessing alone. Legions of angels march beside you, clearing the path, dismantling every obstacle, and ensuring that the promise of God reaches you unhindered. This is not a fleeting moment, but the dawn of a new era, where you will walk in authority, speak with power, and live in the overflow of divine provision. This is your sacred hour. Comment 444 below to affirm your readiness and invite the heavens to move with unstoppable power in your favor. God says, I know the burdens you have carried, the weight of sacrifices you made for others while your own needs went unspoken, hidden in the quiet chambers of your heart. I saw you lend when your own resources were scarce, bless others while craving a blessing yourself. Encourage others while your heart was breaking under the strain of your trials. That is why you are qualified, not because of your wealth, but because of your faithfulness in the midst of famine. Tonight, something will happen that makes every past pain worth it, every tear a seed that blossoms into joy. At 9:00 p.m., the timeline of your life bends irrevocably in your favor. Others will call it sudden, a stroke of fortune. But you and I know this has been building for years, a divine crescendo of recompense and restoration. You will walk into rooms that once ignored you, and they will honor you with awe. You will receive calls from those who overlooked you, now seeking your wisdom, your presence, your partnership. You will become the lender, not the borrower, signing documents that will transform your bloodline, each signature sealed with the unbreakable promise of my covenant. Archangel Michael says, "Do not ignore the urgency of this sacred hour. The angels are moving in real time, a divine countdown ticking behind the scenes with celestial precision. Every second you delay an agreement slows the shift, but every moment you say, 'Yes, I receive,' accelerates the manifestation of your miracle. Heaven moves at the speed of faith, not fear, not logic, but pure, childlike faith that trusts in my promises." God says, "I have seen you shrink yourself to comfort others, play small to ease their insecurities, bury your dreams to keep the peace in relationships that did not honor you. No more, my child. This is the season I make you rise, the time you step out of hiding, the hour I pour out what I withheld until you were ready. You are ready now, mature in spirit, anchored in faith, alert to my voice. This blessing is not just wealth, but a mantle, a financial covering that will touch every aspect of your life. Businesses will flourish under your hand. Ministries will be birthed through your voice. Families will be fed through your name. Lives will be saved through your guidance. You are not just receiving wealth. You are becoming a wellspring of abundance, a fountain overflowing with the oil of my provision, and nothing in heaven or earth will dry you up again. Archangel Michael says, "The warfare you felt recently, the tension, the chaos, the sudden attacks, was not random but demonic resistance, the enemy sensing the magnitude of what is coming. They tried to distract you, discourage you, delay you, even discredit you in the eyes of others. But their efforts failed, for your destiny was never in their hands. It was always held securely in mine. The storm has passed, and the dawn of your prosperity has risen, radiant and unstoppable." God says, "Someone is being moved by my hand right now to send you a message, a check, a deal, a contract, a divine transaction unfolding in real time. They don't know why they're drawn to you, but my spirit is guiding their steps. They are part of the delivery system, the manifestation of this promise. Be ready, stay positioned, expect it with unwavering faith. When it comes, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was the Lord, moving in power to fulfill His word." This is your divine coronation. Comment 999 below to declare your faith and step into the sacred hour of your miracle. God says, "This is not the end of your journey, my beloved child, but the dawn of a radiant new chapter, a sacred season where my promises unfurl with a clarity that will take your breath away, illuminating the path I have set before you. You stand at the threshold of a divine shift, a pivotal moment where the heavens and the earth converge in a celestial symphony, aligning with perfect precision to bring forth the fullness of the calling I wove into your soul before time began. This $55 million is not the final destination. It is the sacred seed, the cornerstone of a legacy that will ripple through the ages, touching lives with the tenderness of my grace, healing hearts broken by the weight of the world, and restoring what was stolen by years of struggle and loss. I have seen your faithfulness, your unwavering resilience, your heart that continued to pour out love even when it was shattered by betrayal and pain. I have watched you rise, time and again, from the ashes of despair, choosing hope when all seemed lost. Now, I am entrusting you with this monumental wealth, not for you to consume it in selfish pursuit, but to steward it with wisdom and reverence for my glory. This is your mandate to build the dreams I have planted in your spirit, to erect sanctuaries of hope where the weary can find rest, to become a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness, a vessel through which my love and provision flow to those desperate for redemption. Archangel Michael says, I will remain steadfast by your side, not only in this sacred hour, but in every moment that follows, standing as an unyielding sentinel to guard the path of this blessing, ensuring that no force in heaven or earth can steal what God has decreed as yours. The angelic hosts are singing your name in the celestial courts, their voices rising in a chorus that echoes through the heavens, proclaiming your rise to the destiny I have prepared. The earth itself is preparing to bear witness to the power of God manifesting in your life, a testimony that will silence every doubter and shine as a lighthouse for the lost. Do not let the creeping shadows of doubt infiltrate your heart. Do not allow the whispers of fear to dim the radiant vision I have given you, and do not permit the voices of skeptics to sway the faith that has carried you this far. You are stepping into a realm where miracles are no longer exceptions, but the very fabric of your reality, where divine favor pursues you like a faithful shadow, where abundance flows like a mighty river, unstoppable and eternal. This is your coronation, your divine commissioning, your moment to rise as the royal heir I created you to be, clothed in the authority of heaven and crowned with the favor of the Almighty. Stand tall, for you are no longer bound by the limitations of the past. You are a child of the King, destined for greatness. God says, as the clock draws near to 9:00 p.m., lift your eyes to the heavens. Open the chambers of your heart to the gentle whisper of my spirit, and prepare to receive the fullness of what I have promised. This is not a moment to shrink back in hesitation or fear, but to stand boldly in the light of my truth, to declare with unwavering confidence, I am ready. Your life is about to become a living testament to my faithfulness, a vibrant story etched in the annals of eternity, a beacon that will inspire others to believe in the God who never fails, whose promises are steadfast and true. Say yes to this sacred moment. Let it resound in your soul. Say amen to my promise. Let it echo through the heavens. Say, I receive it with every fiber of your being. And watch as the celestial realms move in unison. The angels spring into action, and the wealth flows like a torrent, breaking every barrier in its path. This is your time, my child, your miracle, your destiny, your divine hour. Trust me with all that you are, and behold the wonders I will perform before your eyes. I am the God who parts seas, who raises the fallen, who turns mourning into joy, and I am moving now to fulfill the covenant I have made with you. God says, this is not merely a financial transaction, it is a divine transformation, a shift that will redefine not only your life, but the lives of those connected to you. The $55 million is a tool, a sacred instrument in your hands to build bridges where division once stood, to sow seeds of hope where despair once reigned, to create opportunities where none existed before. I have seen the nights you cried out for purpose, the days you wondered if your struggles had meaning. Now, I am unveiling the blueprint of your calling, a vision so vast it will encompass nations, touch generations, and leave an indelible mark on the world. You are not receiving this wealth to hoard it, but to multiply it, to become a conduit of my generosity, a steward of my abundance. Your heart, tested by fire, has proven itself worthy of this trust. You will fund dreams that others have abandoned. You will lift up those who have fallen. You will restore what the enemy sought to destroy. This is your legacy, my child, a legacy of light, of love, of unshakable faith in the God who sees, who knows, who delivers. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are aligned, the angels are poised, and the scroll of your destiny is unfurled. Every step you take from this moment forward is under divine protection, guided by the hand of the Almighty. The enemy may try to sow seeds of doubt, to whisper lies of unworthiness, but I stand as your shield, my sword raised to sever every chain that seeks to bind you. The voices of heaven are louder than the noise of the world, and they are singing of your triumph. You are not walking into this blessing alone. Legions of angels march beside you, clearing the path, dismantling every obstacle, and ensuring that the promise of God reaches you unhindered. This is not a fleeting moment, but the beginning of a new era, where you will walk in authority, speak with power, and live in the overflow of divine provision. Embrace this commissioning, for you are called to be a history maker, a world changer, a vessel of my glory. God says, as you stand in this sacred hour, know that I have been with you through every trial, every tear, every moment of doubt. I have never left your side, and I never will. This $55 million is but the beginning, a spark that will ignite a fire of purpose, a catalyst for the dreams I have placed within you. Your life will become a testimony that will echo through time, a story that will draw others to my throne, a living proof that my promises are yes and amen. Do not fear the magnitude of this blessing, for I have prepared you for it. Do not shrink from the responsibility, for I have equipped you to carry it. Do not doubt the timing, for I have ordained it. Lift your voice, my child, and declare your readiness. Let your yes resound through the heavens. Let your amen shake the foundations of the earth. Let your I receive it, unlock the floodgates of my provision. This is your divine hour, the moment I have been preparing you for since before you were formed. Trust me, believe in me, and watch as I perform miracles that will leave the world in awe of my power in you. This is the hour of your transformation, the moment your destiny unfolds in all its glory. Comment, "I am ready," below. To seal your faith, step into the legacy God has prepared for you and declare to the heavens that you are ready to receive.